Welcome back, guys, to this episode of BrisketMedic. Today we're going to be using our little Masterbuilt portable grill. Once again, the mini gravity feed, but today we're going to be smoking some pork spare ribs. Now these are some amazing little spare ribs that I found at HEB. I love finding these because they're nice and thick. They've got amazing marbling and they're pretty well trimmed out. All I've got to do is cut a little bit of extra off the side and off the back there where the diaphragm was. Maybe not take off the silver skin. I haven't decided yet, but we're going to be throwing a couple of racks on there and seeing how it does. Today's a little bit different because we're going to be using the battery power pack on this instead of the actual plug-in 120 volt. So we're going to get some charcoal in it. Of course, we're going to be using Smoky Woods lump charcoal and a little bit of pecan just for a little wood smoke, and throw it on there and see how it goes. Today we're going to be flavoring it a little bit different. My buddy over at Bigwickstx, Wes, gave me some of Brandon Hurtado's Hurtado barbecue pork rub, and we're going to throw it down because I know Brandon and his team make amazing barbecue. They're awesome people, and you know what? I'm going to support them, and I know they make it and it tastes good. It's going to taste good when I use it. Let's jump in here. Let's get these trimmed up. Let's get this cranked up and going. Okay, to get these started, we're going to turn them over on the back side and just take our knife. We're not worried about penetrating anything on the back side. No big deal if we do. So I always cut my cryovac open from the back and just cut straight up. Remember, cut towards your buddy, not your body. We're just going to raw dog it today. No gloves. No gloves with love. Trim off this diaphragm here. Call it good. It's a backyard cook. We'll keep it nice and simple, folks. I'm just going to score the back. I think this is going to have enough kind of a direct heat to it because of the grill we're cooking on that we don't need to pull that. We go to this first bone. I'm just going to cut this off. Get a nice little riblet. It's actually really well shaped and everything. That's what I like buying from HEB. They do really well. Nothing fancy. Same thing with this one. For a backyard cut, this is all the trimming we're going to do. Now we're not going to pat these down per se, but we are going to get excess moisture off. We're going to leave the meat wet because we want to let this barbecue rub bind to it. So that's good. Nothing wrong with a little wet meat. You know what I'm saying? Hurtado barbecue. We're going to do a heavy coat on it. I love the pepper on there. Not only can you see it, but you can taste it. I've not smoked with this yet, but I have cooked with it already. And it's such an equal consistency of rub that it all just flows out evenly, and you have such an even coverage. I really appreciate that for sure. Not a lot of separation. That's beautiful. Let's do the other one. Notice we got all the sides, got the front, the back, and the end, because contrary to what some people say, it doesn't matter. Beautiful. We're going to let these sit and soak in, get all nice and congealy, and yeah, we'll be ready to throw it over here on the fire. All right, so we're up to temp. We're hovering right around 275, and I'm going to bump it down just a little bit because I think it's going to carry over a little higher than I want it to. So we want it to really between 250, 275 on these, but take a look at that. Ready to go. Let's get our ribs on there. Remember, this is the super hot section, so we'll be rolling these around back and forth some. I think it's the perfect size for 2 racks of ribs if they're trimmed the way we trimmed them. It's going to be a tight fit, I believe, but we'll make it work. All right, let's see what happens. Hey, it shuts. Shutting her down. We're going to check on it in about 35 minutes. All right, folks, 35 minutes in. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the ribbies. You can see they squashed up against the back edge there a little bit, but other than that, they look really, really good. And they did start to shrink up this way, so that's good. We're keeping clear of that super hot side. Let me go get a spatula. We're going to pick them up, spin them around, just to keep this hot side more even. If they were just about an inch or two shorter, we wouldn't really have this issue or have to spin them, but I'm good with it. They're starting to plump up. You can see them real nice. I think they're going to stay pretty moist because it is a small work environment. So let me go grab a spatula. We'll spin them around. Check on them again in another half hour. Let's see what this looks like on the bottom side. I think this might be a pretty dynamite little rib cooker. Hope I'm not speaking too soon, but so far they're doing really well. Shut her down. All right, folks, these have been going on for about 2 hours and 45 minutes. They only need about 20-30 more minutes before they're done to my liking. And look at them, they look absolutely beautiful. We've been cooking at 275 degrees, no wrap. They have amazing, beautiful color on them. And I didn't find any wood chunks. I'm out of wood chunks, so I'm gonna have to hit up my buddy Jim over at Smoky Woods lump charcoal for some chunks. But we've been burning that lump charcoal, and it does really well. I've only had to reload this thing twice, and we still got quite a bit in here. But I'm going to show you a trick to get a little extra pecan flavor, especially at this point in the cook, because all we got left now is to glaze it and let it finish up. It's going to take about 20-30 minutes. I'm going to take a handful of pecan shells. I'm going to throw it in the firebox, just spread them out. Now, this is a trick that I learned in the competition world, just for chicken especially, and it goes really well with pork because it helps stick that little bit of dirty smoke for flavor to the glaze. It's going to work out awesome. Now, what are we going to glaze it with? We're going to be glazing it with my buddy's Bigwickstx Parker County Peach Glaze. This is absolutely delicious, and I mean dynamite with ribs and chicken both. I'm going to try not to make a huge mess with this because we don't have a whole lot of real estate on this grill. But we're just going to do a light coat, there we go, of this all the way across, and it's going to even itself out. There's no need to brush it. The heat will allow this glaze to kind of resonate down. I'm definitely going to have to clean this grill after, but it's so worth it because this stuff is freaking delicious. All right, got that beautiful Parker County Peach Bigwickstx smoked jalapeno. Delicious glaze. We're going to let this sit, keep going for about 20 more minutes. We'll bring you back when we're ready to slice. Look at it running down the front. I'm at the clean. It's going to be worth it. Oh my, look at that. Absolute gorgeousness. We're going to pull these off. We're going to rest for about 5 minutes. I'm going to slice them up and show you how they taste. Oh man, take a look at these. Absolute gorgeous. Still hot. Beautiful ribs. Look how thick they are. Absolutely delicious. Let me take a bite. See what I think about it. Beautiful bite. Oh man, that turned out delicious. So good. Frittata barbecue rib rub, pork rub, and Parker County Peach by Bigwickstx. Can't beat it. That little Masterbuilt portable grill is freaking awesome. I did this whole cook on 4 AA batteries and about 1/4 of a bag of charcoal and a handful of pecan shells. This is freaking good. Imagine having this in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that's good. Until next time, guys, I love you. Make sure you like, subscribe, and don't you forget, drink more water.